गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हो आप सब। वेलकम टू टुडेज क्लास। इट इज ऑलवेज अ ग्रेट फीलिंग जब भी आपसे हम इस तरह से लाइव इंटरेक्शन करके हम बात करते हैं। इट ऑलवेज मेक्स अस फील वेरी हैप्पी एंड आई होप द सेम ऑन योर साइड। आपको भी अपने टीचर्स को देख के उनसे बात करते हुए आपको बहुत अच्छा फील होता होगा। Now, the time demands this sort of studies, so we can't help it. But what we can do is to achieve best from it. So now, today, continuing with our class, we will be doing the poem The Ant and the Cricket. Ant and the Cricket is a fable. Fable, do you know? Fable क्या होता है? आपने स्टोरी सुनी होंगी, जो आपकी ग्रैंड मदर्स आपको स्टोरी सुनाती हैं, हम उन्हें टेल्स बोल देते हैं, TALES, है ना, जो दादी या नानी माँ की जो कहानियां होती हैं। सो फेबल्स भी बेसिकली एक स्टोरी ही होती है जो आपको पोएटिक वे में सुनाई जाती है, एक पोएम की फॉर्म में। बट द थिंग इज द कैरेक्टर इन द फेबल्स आर मैक्सिमम टाइम एनिमल्स एंड फेबल ऑलवेज गिव्स अस अ मॉरल। फेबल्स में से हमेशा हमें एक मॉरल भी मिलता है। सो सिमिलर इज विद दिस पोएम द एंट एंड द क्रिकेट। इससे भी हमें एक बहुत ही अच्छा सा मॉरल मिलने वाला है and it is a real very interesting poem, and I hope when you will be understanding it you are really going to enjoy it. So now we will continue with the explanation of our poem, and now I request you to pay attention and listen carefully so that you can understand it in one take. Okay students. So students, now we will start the explanation of the poem The Ant and the Cricket, by that is adopted from Aesop's fable. Now firstly we have to understand what a fable is. This is a poem, we all know, but poems are also of different form. Some are, we can say, elegies, some are odes, and like this way the poem we are going to study today is a fable, and fable is a story often with the animals as characters. So fable क्या होता है? Fable भी एक poetic form है. A fable is a story often जिसमें animals एक character होते हैं. They convey a moral to us. और वो हमेशा हमें कोई ना कोई moral देते हैं. So this poem that we are going to study today is about an ant and a cricket. Ant आपको मालूम है चींटी जिसे हम बोलते हैं, and cricket is also an insect that is little bigger than the ant, contains an idea of far-reaching significance. And this poem, The Ant and Cricket, are small insects, but the idea this poem contains is a far-reaching significant idea, which is true of a four-legged cricket and a two-legged one, and which is true of, we can say, a four-legged cricket and of the two-legged one. And surely you have seen a cricket that has two legs, and cricket is an animal which comes in two forms, that of four leg and two leg, and surely you must have seen a cricket that has two legs. Now firstly I would explain it to you in a simple way, and then we will take it line by line. This poem, it is about a silly young cricket and an ant. Okay, ये एक silly young cricket और एक ant की story है that is given to you in a poetic form. And cricket, what did cricket do? Cricket whole day kept on singing and dancing and does not bother about the future, enjoys the present and does not bother about the future at any cost, and the loss he has to bear in his future is very difficult to bear. What happens, वो अपने गुड टाइम्स को इतना एंजॉय करता है कि वो अपने फ्यूचर के बारे में सोचता नहीं है, एंड द बैड टाइम्स दैट आर गोइंग टू कम इन द फ्यूचर वो उसको कैसे हैंडल करेगा उसकी उसको कोई चिंता नहीं होती. So we can say that this story gives us an very important lesson कि क्रिकेट जैसा एक बिगर इंसेक्ट होने के बावजूद भी doesn't save anything for the future and really be in loss. And so hard working, whole year so hard working, so being so little so small also is helpful to the cricket. So this is the basic concept, and now firstly I am going to read out the text aloud so that the pronunciation of the words are clear to you. Then I will explain it to you line by line. A silly young cricket, accustomed to sing through the warm, sunny months of a gay summer and spring, began to complain when he found that at home his cupboard was empty and winter was come. Now see students, say a silly young cricket. Why is the cricket being told silly here? यहाँ पे उसे silly क्यों कहा है? यहाँ पे उसे silly इसलिए कहा है because he is so silly that keeps on dancing and singing in a gay mood whole day and does not think about what's going to happen in the future, does not save anything for the future. So that is why the cricket is being addressed as silly young cricket here, and who is accustomed to sing. गाने गाते रहना है बस whole day through the warm sunny months of gay summer and spring, whether it's a gay summer day or it's a spring day. Through the warm days, cold days, this cricket has only one thing, that is enjoy singing and dancing. Now begins to complain. Now starts to complain when he founds, जब उसे पता चलता है that at home his cupboard was empty, that at home the cupboard was empty, there was nothing left in the cupboard, and winter was come, and winter आ गया था. ओके, सर्दियों का समय आ रहा था. नाउ ये वो समय है जब उन्हें बाहर कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला, वो अपने ही प्लेस पे बहुत ही हाइड होके रहने वाले हैं. सो इट इज रिक्वायर्ड कि उन्हें कुछ सेव करके रखना चाहिए था, बट ऐसा नहीं किया. So when he found that his cupboard was empty and winter was come, now further what happened, let us see. Not a crumb to be found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, nor a leaf on a tree. Oh, what will become, says the cricket, of me? Now no crumb, that is no food is found on the snow covered ground. Not a flower could he see, because all around there was snow, so not a single flower he was able to see, and not a leaf on the tree, and not a single leaf on the tree was seen by him. Now he is little worried and he says, oh, now what will become of me? अब मेरा क्या होगा? ऐसा कौन कह रहा है? Cricket. Because now the cricket is worried. You can see the worried expression of the cricket in the picture. Now वो बहुत ही worried है. And at last, by starvation and famine, made bold, all dripping with wet and trembling with cold, away he set off to a miserly ant. Now, at last, starvation comes. भूखमरी, उसके पास खाने के लिए कुछ नहीं, बहुत भूख. And famine, famine जिसको आप समझते हो क्या होता है? चारों तरफ जब खाने के लिए कुछ नहीं बचा उसके पास, तो famine time आ गया है. तो famine के समय में it made him bold enough, इतना bigger insect होने के बावजूद, to go to a small insect and beg. आप उन्हें beg कर रहे हो कि मुझे कुछ खाने के लिए दे दो, ये कहीं ना कहीं सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट को हार्म करता है. बट now at last, by starvation and famine, he took a bold step. All dripping with wet and all trembling with cold, he decided to go off to the ant's house and beg the ant for food and shelter, to see if, to keep him alive, he would grant him shelter from rain and a mouthful of grain. Now ye दिखने के लिए he went to the ant and he asked him. Now let us see कि क्या होता है, to keep him alive, whether the ant would grant him shelter from the rain, क्या वो उन्हें rain से shelter दे देगी वहां पे, and a mouthful of grain, और क्या उसे खाने के लिए कुछ grains भी दे देंगी. He wished only to borrow, he would repay it tomorrow. He says that he wished, उसकी इच्छा है, वो ये इच्छा के साथ गया है, that वो सिर्फ उससे borrow करने के लिए जा रहा है, and tomorrow when he has everything he is going to repay, that he is going to pay it back to the ant as well. If not, he must die of starvation and sorrow. If not, if the ant would not grant him the shelter and a grain, that he must die of starvation and sorrow. तो वो sorrow और starvation से the cricket is going to die. Now let us see further what happens. I hope you all are really finding it interesting as I am finding it interesting. Now let us see. Says the ant to the cricket, I am your servant and friend. Now ant is so kind that he says to the cricket that I am your servant and friend. But we ants never borrow, we ants never lend. Now the ant replies that I am your servant and friend. This is true on one part. But on the other hand, it is also true that we ants never borrow anything and we ants never lend anything. But tell me cricket, but tell me dear cricket, मुझे आप एक बात का जवाब दो. Did you lay nothing? Why? When the weather was warm, क्या आपने जब warm weather था, it was the time जब आपको कुछ अपने future के लिए save करके रखना चाहिए था, तब आप क्या कर रहे थे? What were you doing at that time? Did you not play anything? तुमने कुछ भी save करके नहीं रखा, कुछ भी बचा कर नहीं रखा. Quote the cricket, that is the cricket spoke. Cricket ने क्या reply दिया? Not I, नहीं, मैंने तो नहीं किया. My heart was so light that I sang day and night. Now he says कि मेरा तो हार्ट इतना हैप्पी था, इतना हेल था, इतना हार्टी था, that I was not worried at all and I sang day and night. मैं तो day और night सिर्फ singing and singing and singing ही करता रहा. For all nature looked gay because nature looked so gay, nature looked so peaceful, so happy कि मुझे तो singing और dancing से ही फुर्सत नहीं थी. You sang, sir, you say. Now the ant is asking, sir, what did you say? You sang. आप गाते थे? You kept on singing and you didn't worried about the future. Go then, says the ant, and dance the winter away. तो जाओ और अभी भी आप डांस ही कर लो और विंटर को यहाँ से भेज दो. Now go and sang and dance and send the winter away. Now he says, the ant says so. Thus ending, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door turned the poor little cricket. Now hastily ending this, he hastily lifted the wicket and out of the door the poor little cricket was turned. That the ant showed the door to the cricket and told him that we neither borrow nor we lend, so you can go from here, and you wasted the time that you can use it in saving for the future. You wasted the time in singing, so now dance the winter away. Go and sing and dance the winter away. Folks call this a fable. Now people call this a fable. I'll warrant it true, and I warrant that this is true. Some crickets have four legs and some have two. Now some crickets you must have seen with four legs and some you must have seen with two. Adapted from the Aesop's fable. Now students, the moral, we told you that fable is a poem that is in story in a poetic form, and it also has a moral. It contains the character, those are animals, but it also has a moral. Now, what is the moral of this fable? The moral of this fable is that we should enjoy the happy moments. हमें happy moments को enjoy करना है, but should not ignore our future. But हमें अपने future को ignore नहीं करना है. Like किसने इग्नोर किया? हैप्पी मोमेंट्स को क्रिकेट ने बहुत एंजॉय किया, बट क्रिकेट इग्नोर द फ्यूचर, एंड दैट इज व्हाई नाउ एट प्रेजेंट ही इज स्टार्विंग and he is without shelter. So careful planning is essential for everyone and it ensures a secure future. So we should always do the careful planning and we should ensure our future and we should secure our future by a careful planning. Okay, so I hope the moral as well as the explanation is clear to you, and the moral we are also going to imbibe in our life, that while planning we should always carefully plan, keeping the future in mind, because today's planning is going to affect our future. So if the planning of today is strong and good, our future is also going to be good. And if the planning and is not good for today, so it is going to have a bad effect on our future. So that we won't, that whatever we want is good for our future, so we are going to plan good, and we are not at all going to behave like this cricket. We are going to behave kind and futuristic like the ants. So students, now just go through the text and understand it well. I hope everything was well explained and you clearly understood everything. We will be meeting in our next class. Till then, just take care of yourself and keep studying.